So good day everyone. So what I want to share to you today is about on how to write an abstract for scientific paper and structure your article. This information is gathered from University of Southern California, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers or IEEE, and Association for Computing Machinery or ACM. An abstract, of course, summarizes usually in one paragraph of 300 words or less the major aspect of the entire paper in the prescribed sequence that includes the overall purpose of the study in the research problems you investigated, the basic design of the study, the major findings or trends found as a result of your analysis, and a brief summary of your interpretation and conclusions. What is the importance of a good abstract? According to University of Southern California, the abstract allows you to elaborate upon each major aspect of the paper and helps reader decide whether they want to read the rest of the paper. Sometimes your professor will ask you to include an abstract or general summary of your work with your research paper. Therefore, enough key information like summary results, observations, trends, and others must be included to make the abstract useful to someone who may want to examine your work. How do you know when you have enough information in your abstract? A simple rule of thumb is to imagine that you are another researcher doing a similar study. Then ask yourself if your abstract was the only part of the paper you could access. Would you be happy with the amount of information presented there? Does it tell the whole story about your study? If the answer is no, then the abstract likely needs to be revised. How to write a research abstract? Number one, of course, is the type of abstract. Okay? And to begin, you need to determine which type of abstract you should include with your paper. There are four general types, as what we have here in our presentation. Number one is the critical abstract. A critical abstract provides, in addition to describing main findings and information, a judgment or a comment about the study's validity, reliability, or completeness. The researcher evaluates the paper and often compares it with other works on the same subject. Critical abstracts are generally 200 to 400 words in length due to the additional interpretative commentary. And these types of abstract are used infrequently. We have descriptive abstract. A descriptive abstract indicates the type of information found in the work. It makes no judgments about the work, nor does it provide results or conclusion of the research. It does not incorporate keywords found in the text and may include the purpose, the methods, and the scope of the research. Essentially, the descriptive abstract only describes the work being summarized. Some researchers consider it an outline of the work rather than a summary because descriptive abstracts are usually very short, 100 words or less. We have informative abstract. The majority of abstracts are informative. While they still do not critique or evaluate a work, they do more than describe it. A good informative abstract acts as a surrogate for the work itself. That is, The researcher presents and explains all the main arguments and the important results and evidence in the paper. Uninformative abstracts include the information that can be found in a descriptive abstracts like purpose, methods, and scope, but it also includes the results and conclusion of the research and the recommendations of the author. The length varies according to discipline, but an informative abstract is usually no more than 300 words in length. We have highlight abstract. A highlight abstract is specifically written to attract the reader's attention to the study. No pretense is made of there being either a balanced or complete picture of the paper, and in fact, incomplete and leading remarks may be used to spark the reader's interest. In that a highlight abstract cannot stand independent of each associated article, it is not a true abstract and therefore rarely used in academic writing. The next one will be the writing or structure of writing style. So we may start the discussion about the writing style requirements. Of course, in writing a style, we need to use the active voice when possible, but not that much of your abstract may require passive sentence construction. Regardless, write your abstract using concise but complete sentences. Get to the point quickly and always use the past tense because you are reporting on a study that has been completed. How about the formatting? Abstracts should be formatted as a single paragraph in a block format and with no paragraph indentions. In most cases, the abstract page immediately follows the title page and do not number the page. Rules set forth in writing manual vary, but in general, you should center the word abstract at the top of the page with double spacing between the heading and the abstract. The final sentences of an abstract concisely summarize your study's conclusion, implications, or application to practice and, if appropriate, can be followed by a statement about the need for additional research revealed from the findings. Majority of us are always asking on how to compose our abstract. In composing your abstract, although it is the first section of your paper, the abstract should be written last since it will summarize the contents of your entire paper. A good strategy to begin composing your abstract is to take whole sentences or key phrases from each section of the paper and put them in a sequence that summarizes the contents. Then, revise or add connecting phrases or words to make the narrative flow clearly and smoothly. Take note that statistical findings should be reported parenthetically or written in parentheses. Before handling in your final paper, check to make sure that the information in the abstract completely agrees with what you have written in the paper. Think of the abstract as a sequential set of complete sentences describing the most crucial information using the fewest necessary words. As what we have here, I will give you the abstract should not contain. Okay. Again, the abstract should not contain of the following. Your abstract must not be lengthy background or contextual information. Do not use redundant phrases, unnecessary adverbs and adjectives, and repetitive information. Do not also use acronyms or abbreviation in your abstracts. References to other literature or say something like current research shows that or studies have indicated. Using elliptical like ending with or incomplete sentences. Do not use also in your abstract the jargons or terms that may be confusing to the reader. Citations to other works is not also advisable for us to include in our abstract. And of course, any sort of image, illustration, figure, or table, or references to them. Okay, so as you can see here, this will be the abstract should not contain using ellipticals, not allowed, jargon, citation, or any sort of image, illustration, figure, or table, or reference to them. I have here the additional inputs on how to write an effective abstract based on ACM. An abstract is a short but fully contained summary of a study based on ACM, or Association of Computing Machinery. Its purpose is to entice readers into wanting to read the full paper. This poses a challenge given the ever-increasing volume of documents in text. As such, an effective abstract is key for the dissemination of your research. An effective abstract should be highly structured, concise, and coherent. Each structure should mirror that of the full paper, including the following sections. So as what we have here, the most important content of your abstract is the introduction. Provide a basic introduction. It must be 1 to 2 sentences to the field that is comprehensible to scientists from any discipline. And a more detailed introduction, 2 to 3 sentences that is comprehensible to scientists in the relevant discipline and which introduces the gap in the literature. The aim, you must state the hypothesis of the study. It must be 1 sentence is good enough. For the methods, provide a brief description of the experimental design. And it is advisable for you to have 1 to 2 sentences. And the results, always clearly state the most important finding in both subjective terms and in the form of real data. Explain how this result compares to what was originally thought. And this result must consist of 3 to 4 sentences. And the conclusion. Explain the implication of your results and why there are importance. It is advisable for you to have at least 1 to 2 sentences per your conclusion. Abstract with this structure reflect good scientific practices. If you carried out the study with clear objectives, the abstract should be easy to write. Now, since we're already finished with ACM or Association of Machinery machine, we may provide or I will give you an additional input on how to create the text of your article. On creating the text of your article, it is coming from the IEEE. Okay? IEEE publishes more than 150 journals, transactions, and letters on a wide range of technologies. If you want to use the IEEE Publication Recommender, you just visit their website to find the best journal for your work. You can input keywords or upload your article to receive customized suggestion. Click on a publication title in the research results to access important data about that publication, including aim, in scope, bibliometric scores such as the impact factor, open access availability, the average time from submission to online publication, and more. Okay, to create the text of your article for IEEE, if you are intended to create your article for IEEE, this will be the guidelines. For title, the article's title should be specific, concise, and descriptive to help readers decide if they should read the full article. Use keywords and short phrases to describe the article's content in as few words as possible. Avoid terms such as new or novel, since the reader already knows that your research is new and worthy of publication. For the author, you just follow, of course, the IEEE authorship guidelines when determining who belongs on the author list. You may visit again their website and look for IEEE authorship guidelines. You may publish your name in your native language alongside the English version of your name. In the author list, if you wish, the guidelines, of course, later I will discuss for the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean characters. All other native language names should be submitted via Unicode characters. In your article's cover letter, indicate that the article includes author names in a native language. Be sure to carefully check the rendering of your name in your article during the proof stage before article publication. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean characters. The following font styles will be used when rendering Chinese, Japanese, or Korean characters in the final publication. Use the appropriate font for your native language to avoid potential errors. For Chinese, use for simplified Chinese, Song MT. For traditional Chinese, Sang MT. For Japanese, use MS Manchu. And for Korean, use Batang. It is also advised by IEEE to use Microsoft Word's insert symbol features to add the correct characters in parentheses after the name of each author who would like to have their name shown in their native language. Use the standard font listed and discussed a while ago to ensure accuracy. When writing in LaTeX, provide the CGK ASCII Unicode for Chinese, or traditional or simplified, Japanese, or Korean. For the abstract, in IEEE, your abstract should provide a brief summary of a research conducted, the conclusion reached, and the potential implication of those conclusions. A strong abstract will also, for IEEE, the abstract requirement goes like this. It must consist of a single paragraph of up to 250 words with correct grammar and unambiguous terminology. Be self-contained, without abbreviation, footnotes, references, or mathematical equations. Highlight what is novel in your work. Include 3 to 5 keywords or phrases that describe the research to help readers find your article. And most authors write the abstract last and edit it multiple times before article publication to ensure it accurately captures the entire article. The IEEE recommends that you do not include mathematical symbols in your article title or abstract because they may not display properly. How about the keywords? Using the right keywords in your article can make your article more easily and reliably discoverable, which leads to a broader readership for your article. Using the IEEE thesaurus can help you find the best standardized keywords to fit your article. Use the thesaurus access request form for free access to the IEEE thesaurus. The next one, of course, is the introduction. The introduction section includes a review of the existing literature to position your research within the broader scientific field and to show the novelty of your work. The introduction should also describe the questions you're trying to answer with your research and why that question is important to the field. Methodology. The methodology section is a straightforward description of what you did in your research and how you did it. A detailed methodology section will make your article reproducible by other researchers, which helps others trust and build upon your work. The equations. Ensure your mathematical equations and formulas display correctly in your published article by following again the IEEE Math Typesetting Guide. It is also available in their website. For the results, the result section describes the results you obtain in your research. Include figures and tables as appropriate to illustrate your results. Figures can show data trends or other visual information. Tables are best to use when the exact values are important. For the discussion, in the discussion section, describe what your results mean and how they are an important contribution to the research field. And for the conclusion section can highlight potential broader implication of your work and areas that need further study. Guys, be careful not to inflate your findings. Another important thing that we need to consider in doing our research paper or article is the references. The reference section is important because all scientific and technical research builds upon a previous work. References help give proper credit and attribution to that preceding body of work. References also support and validate your hypothesis. Researcher, be sure to only cite references that directly support your work. Inflating citation by adding unnecessary references is considered a breach of publishing ethics. The acknowledgement. The acknowledgement section is where you can recognize and thank those who helped you publish your article. You can thank your founder, someone who supported you during the research project, or the anonymous reviewers who evaluated the article. The acknowledgement sections is optional but quite common. Refining the use of English in your article is also important. Communication or communicate your work clearly. If English is not your native language, consider using an English language editing service before submitting your article or research paper. An expert editing service can help you refine the use of English in your article or paper so you can communicate your work more effectively. The use of an editing service is paid for by the author. It does not guarantee acceptance in an IEEE publication or in any other publication journal. So this will be my references. The library guides that USC.edu or the University of Southern California, the ACM, the Association of Computing Machinery, and of course the IEEE journals for publication. Thank you very much for that online informations that I will include to my discussion. So once again, thank you very much. I hope you've learned and now guided If you wanted to develop an abstract for ACM and on how to create a research paper or research work or article for IEEE. Good day and God bless everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. God bless everyone.